different perspective than most people have, especially here in Minnesota. So your experience has been there's a lot of support.
Yeah,
let you know and support you. So who are some people that you connected with artist-wise and in the industry here?
So some people that I've met through.
You see, I'm Southside reppin', Bigfoot steppin', Zone 3 section, this God flow perfection. Hating on the church like I ain't blessed they section. If we ain't talking money, I got a weak connection. That's on the hood. She said get a bag, so I get it, got it good. Don't complain about my problems, I just put it in a wood. Seen a genie the other day, she said make it good. So I wish for good health, then I wish to look. It's chief, not lieutenant. Yeah, I'm back, been a minute. My hard work gets you a finish.
Okay, another episode of Live on Lake Street. We got Jay Ham in the building. Welcome, sir.
What's going on? What's going on?
Appreciate you joining me. So let's talk about this real quick. Then we'll talk about you and your career. But I am of the opinion that I don't know if this fight's really going to happen. But if Mike Tyson steps in the ring with Jake Paul, I think it could be bad.
No, it definitely wouldn't be good because, you know, everybody's got such a respect for Mike.
Right.
And
he's 55.
Exactly. He's a 55-year-old, and no matter how bad or good this dude actually is, whether they're throwing fights or not, he's gonna beat the brakes off of Mike because Mike's just an old man at this point.
And my opinion is, I don't think he'll knock him out because Mike's too tough. Mike's not gonna get knocked out, but it's gonna be a little bit ugly. I think. I mean, maybe not. We just talked about a second ago. It's easy to look good. When you're training. And Mike's still got some speed. But he's 55, man. Like, he's 55. Like, the speed is cool, but Jake can really fight. Like, Jake can actually fight.
He's proven he's got a few hooks on him.
He hasn't fought anybody. But he did what he should do against people that are not somebody. You know what I mean? Like, he has knocked out everybody he's faced.
I don't understand the science behind it. I thought one of these guys that have actually professionally fought, whether it's boxing or UFC, whatever, you got to be able to knock this average Joe out. And I guess he's not an average Joe.
At least Tyron Woodley, you thought, would give him like, and I mean, he did. Like, Tyron fought him tough. It wasn't like it was an absolute wash, but like, it was clear that Jake is a better boxer than Tyron Woodley. Like, and that doesn't mean nothing. You know what I mean? It's not like it doesn't make him the greatest.
No, it's one thing we learned with the Floyd and Conor McGregor situation was, you know, if you put somebody in their own sport against somebody who isn't playing that sport, you're probably going to win if you got the advantage.
For sure. But undoubtedly. I mean, I think the cool part about the Conor and Floyd fight is you knew that if by some freak chance he lets his guard down a little bit and Conor can stick him with that left, it could happen.
That's what everybody thought.
Could happen.
That little bit of hope that
probably
he
not
was gonna make
happen,
it home, but
because Floyd don't really.
But
get
you know
hit.
it's possible.
And plus, like, Floyd had never been in a fight like that where it was like, Floyd's cocky. He knows how good he is. There's a chance that he lets his guard down a little bit because he knows that he's not fighting a guy that can beat him.
Trying to be a pretty boy and stuff.
Exactly, and he could if he hits him with that left. If he would have caught him clean with that left one time. Might have been lights out.
It's just like that little chance where, the Patriots were down 28-3. There's a chance because Tom Brady's on the team.
Right.
He's not going to do it.
Right.
Boom.
Yeah.
It happens. It happens.
Floyd's the greatest, though.
Yeah.
He's the greatest.
I think, are you just talking just boxers in general?
I think he's the greatest anything ever.
The greatest anything ever?
Yes.
Man, if we're not going to just talk strictly a prime, there's a debate there because, he hasn't lost. And obviously he's not going to lose now.
He really hasn't even been hit.
But, man, just the firepower in his own sport where when Mike Tyson was in his prime, same with Ali, like people are getting knocked out in the first 2 rounds because these dudes they're not even guarding themselves. They're
great. Obviously some of the greatest fighters ever. Tyson, probably the most fun guy to watch, for sure. But if you just look at like you said, Floyd has never lost. He's barely ever been hit. I think he is the greatest at his profession than anybody in the world is at their profession.
And one thing I think that's great that he did is kind of along the lines of, LeBron and the NBA's made player empowerment such a big thing. He's kind of made it like, I don't have to knock you out to win.
Right.
I just need to protect myself.
Exactly.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yep.
Dodge a little bit. Get my hits in. I just landed 75% of my punches. You landed 10.
Right.
So I win.
Exactly.
By default.
Exactly.
It's the same. It's smart.
Yeah, for sure. It's the same. Kind of like LeBron. It's like LeBron don't have to be the one that, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people give Kyrie credit for the Cleveland championship. That's because LeBron knew, like, I don't have to be the one to do this. I got Kyrie.
Yeah, put that guy in the situation.
Let me empower Kyrie. I know how great he is. Let me empower him. It's the same kind of thing. That's what makes. To me, that's LeBron's greatness. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Mike's greatness was, I'm gonna dominate you all day, every day. You're not gonna beat me. I'm gonna kill you. And
if I want to score, I'm going to score.
And LeBron's greatness is different. That's why the whole conversation about who's better, it's almost like it's pointless.
No, yeah,
it's like they're
apples and oranges.
They're both great in very different ways.
I think the easiest way is the way some people put it. It's 1A, 1B. Yeah. Just because the eras are so different too. Yeah. 4 championships, which LeBron has in his era against tougher competition, is somewhat comparable to 6 for 6
for sure
in the 90s. But like
the only way to really end the argument, which will never happen, is if you could put them both in a one-on-one in their primes. And if you do that, I'm sorry, but LeBron is killing Mike.
Hey,
sheer physical.
Hey, no, I couldn't agree with you more.
Sheer physicality and size, like it's just not going to happen.
What people don't understand is LeBron is the same size Karl Malone is.
Yes.
In his prime.
Yes.
6'8", 250.
Yep.
Michael wasn't guarding that.
No.
Scottie Pippen was trying to guard him.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was doing his thing because they won both of the championships against him. But pair that dude against Jordan, come on, man, and give him a greater IQ, make him a better passer, make him a better shooter, make Karl Malone 10 times better, basically, and you get LeBron.
For sure.
It's hard to defend that.
The real one-on-one would have been Kobe and Mike.
No, that would have been beautiful to watch.
That would have been.
See, at some point in the future, there's going to be, the little virtual AIs and stuff where they're getting people from way back when, bringing somebody from, some Back to the Future BS.
Yep.
Jordan and Kobe are going to be able to play. We got to see this one-on-one happen.
Yeah.
We got to see it happen because they're both the same player.
Yeah.
In basically every aspect.
For sure. Yeah.
Who has the Mamba mentality?
I mean, all these guys claim to.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I've never seen anything like Kobe. The closest thing to it, Mike.
Yeah.
But even Kobe, it was different.
Yeah.
It was different. I grew up watching both.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I
don't think anybody was more fearless than Kobe.
No.
Nobody.
And I never had more fun watching somebody in the fourth than Kobe.
Yeah.
Never. It was
no,
always.
It didn't matter what the situation was. That pick against, I think it's the Bulls on Christmas Day.
Yep.
When he's like kind of putting up a fadeaway and literally every single defender is jumping at him, hands up.
Yep.
That's just Kobe, man.
Kobe.
He's not going to turn down the last shot.
My all-time favorite player, Kobe, without a doubt.
Man, yeah.
Say what you want. Who's better? Who whatever.
You gotta love Kobe.
Never loved to play more than Kobe.
Yeah. R.I.P. Bean, man.
Maybe KG. Maybe. Just because I was a Wolves fan, but
no. Growing up, seeing KG was I don't think any of these young Wolves fans are gonna get it until if Anthony Edwards can become something like that.
He's out of here.
But KG was just such an incredible player to watch because he willed them so far with Sam Cassell and Wally Zerbiak, and then going on to play the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. It's the three-peat Lakers. I don't think people.
I was there, bro.
I wasn't old enough to really fully get the experience. But when I saw he won the MVP, when I was watching, I think it was like Care 11 News, and they said, hey, if you see this license plate, it's KG's and it's him holding up the MVP trophy or something. I was always on the lookout for it. That man was just a legend in Minnesota, and I haven't seen anything like
greatest Minnesota athlete I've ever seen. For me,
over Randy.
Man, that's tough.
You gotta love Randy.
I do love Randy. The KG man, that was my.
Randy disrespected the Packers though.
He did,
and made everybody in Minnesota proud.
For sure. Yeah.
The mooning is.
Bro, the people that are watching this right now that aren't necessarily familiar with you, they probably think that you're a ESPN analyst or some shit. We got started. On some sports shit.
Yep.
Let's get into you, man. Let's figure out.
Stuff,
Yeah, let's get into you. Let's talk about you a little bit. So, let's just start. So you're from the south side of Minneapolis?
Yes, sir. Right around Richfield area.
Okay.
Born and raised. Man, I've really been in that area all my life. I owe so much to them, and like we were talking about earlier, took some time in LA to really start my young adulthood, and that's when I kind of got really into not just music but just entertainment in general.
Yeah.
I only did a few things when I was first living here as a kid to kind of really get into a lot of the entertainment industry, and then once I came out there, that's all it is.
So music wasn't a focus for you until you went out west.
The thing is, it still wasn't really a focus then. I was focused on acting,
okay,
and also school, because that's why I was there doing a little bit of broadcasting and whatnot, and then kind of music just fell into my lap. It's always something that I loved. Being a kid, just knowing some kids at school that wanted to rap, and then me and one of my friends, we started making diss tracks towards each other, just being goofy and stuff, and it was always something fun, always something I loved to try, and then just studying the game so often, and at some point it just kind of clicked, like, if I really try and apply myself hard enough, I think I can really be something, or at least be something respectable, something that other people can kind of look at other artists. I mean, look at me the way I see some other artists. A great a great influence for me was Childish Gambino growing up. He does everything.
Yep.
He's got Atlanta. He's got countless music, 3005 Redbone, like so many songs that people love because it's universal. And he doesn't stop there.
Yeah.
He does so many other things, and that's something that really influenced me with so many avenues that I wanted to go down. Right now, I think music is something that I'm really loving to experience, and getting to see the whole Minnesota crowd, because I've got to meet the, some of the LA crowd before it was really my thing.
Yep.
And man, it's been a great experience. I love it.
Was any part of you transitioning from acting into music, or getting more heavy into music rather than acting, because you got a taste of the acting industry and was like, I don't want to do this?
I wouldn't necessarily say that, but I think it's kind of, in this social media era, kind of easier when you're, giving your product out to people rather than having to build a rapport and end up finally getting, bigger name directors to see you, or, bigger actors to be on screen with you. I think it's easier for me to really dive into this and just have, my own product to just give to the people.
So it's kind of more about freedom. When you're in the acting world,
guess,
you're bound by the studio time.
I think that's a great point, because I do still want to dive into some other things with even script writing, things like that. But yeah, this is really my focus right now, and I know I can get into some of that stuff later. But yeah, and like I said, the music scene here is just so great. I think so many people show love. So many people that, if they see you at one show or at an open mic, and they just so happen to feel you, like, people are gonna show and spread love, and I think that's one thing that's hard to really get out there, is people are so focused on themselves.
Yeah.
Right here, it's a community. It's
an interesting perspective, because I'd say there's more talk about how divided we are and how there's no support. And you're saying opposite. So
yeah,
that's great to hear that. So let's delve into that a little bit. So you have that's a really different perspective than most people have, especially here in Minnesota. So your experience has been there's a lot of support out here. And if they like you, they let you know, and they'll support you. So who are some people that you've connected with artist wise and in the industry here that
some people that I've met through where I really started my journey kind of was on with Urban Lights.
Yep. Man.
Tim and all those people over there, they show so much love with the open mics that they had.
Yep.
I came there, man, this was some time ago, maybe right around when the pandemic, I think, was slowing down, whatever you want to call it. Came in there, and then I met a lot of other artists. We were talking about June the Kid. I met him through Urban Lights. Sekou, who was one of his guys, a part of the Basement Gang. Real Big Kia, if you've heard of her.
I feel like I've heard the name, but I don't know. I'm not familiar.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people there. Juice Lord, and every person I've really came in contact with, it's been more uplifting than anything. Yeah, and I've had a few other artists before, kind of really jumping into it too, that I've kind of got to learn off of. Aaron I's a big name. Yep. If you've heard of him. Yep. Pax and Meech. So many of those guys really were just big supports for me coming up, and man, I'm really grateful for all of them. I haven't really, I think, got to a lot of these bigger name people. Yep. I feel like just with kind of the lanes that I've went down, and not necessarily getting, I guess, into certain situations with them yet, but I've still got to meet a few people that are a little more local. Yeah, and I think we can really just push each other really far.
I agree. I think you being on this platform will help get your name out there as well. People start to hear about you a little more. But, yeah. So I want to talk about this, kind of something that's very interesting to me about your career is it's something that you see a lot, but the way you did it was different. So you released the album, Pink Eggs and Ham album, in 2020.
Yes, sir.
And then you re-released the deluxe version just recently. Yep. Was it this year or was it the end of last year?
Yeah, it was this year, January 7th.
Okay.
It was really just a situation where I didn't necessarily drop the initial project kind of on my terms. Yeah. I was kind of rushed because, the pandemic really was, taking everything away from us, distancing, going everywhere and stuff. And so I was like, you know what, if I can push this now, I think a lot of a lot of music is kind of getting pushed through social media. Yep. So let me just at least have the product out. And I think I kind of
sitting at home doing nothing.
Yeah, and I'm just kind of exactly.
That's how what's crazy is, not to cut you off, even though I'm gonna cut you off. That is how I looked at it as well during that time. It's like, why are more people not dropping music?
Just
but they weren't. Like, you'd think like that'd be a great time for like the big dogs to release, and they weren't doing shit.
And one thing I think I kind of learned one big name was like with the Migos. I think they waited until people were finally starting to do tours again, just to drop, so then they could, start their tour right away. Right,
that's
where
they make their money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's where you make so much of your money, and with more local people like me and like people around here, I feel like it's best to just get that out there, and if you got time to create, man, all the power to you. My project took, I'd say, with just the writing, was kind of like 5 months, and then when I got to record, that was like basically a week and some change, and then I finally wrapped everything up, and then after kind of seeing a few of the songs where I didn't feel like they were up to my standard, where I wanted to, I'm somewhat of a perfectionist. Yeah, I like to think of myself, but yeah, once I kind of reevaluated some things, thought about, okay, I could do this instead of that. I know a little bit more about promotion. Yep. I know a little bit more about getting my music heard. Yep. Let me try it in this way. And so I kind of took a little like 6 month, 5 month hiatus of just, building all this together so I can really kind of give, Pink Eggs and Ham the audience it deserves. With more music videos, with more music now too. I added 4 tracks on there with some other features that I've been wanting to do music with for a while. So it's great to have it all come together, and I think along with another project that I'll be dropping probably closer to the summer.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to go all out with them.
Yeah.
Got to go out with a bang.
So what's the pink? The connection with the pink? Because pink is very prominent in your presentation.
Yeah.
Even the coat.
Yeah, pink kind of just, became my brand. I know a lot of artists, they have certain things that are things you can distinguish them by. That was kind of one thing I wanted to put out there was there's a lot of things that pink can represent.
For sure.
And for me, I wanted young boys to not be afraid to wear pink, to think that, people are always saying it's too feminine and whatever. It's like, no, like if you want to rock it, you could rock it. It don't matter. It's just a color, bro.
Pink's a great color.
Yeah, and it
looks women like when dudes wear pink.
Hey, I've learned over time.
Not to speak for the women out there, but I'm just saying my experiences say when you wear pink, you might get an extra little look. That's all I'm saying.
Pink. Yeah, pink. I think it's and it's such a vibrant color too, and it represents breast cancer awareness.
Yep.
And I want people to really be able to be comfortable with any idea that they have of what pink could represent for a dude like me, a dude like the next guy, a dude like my little brother who loves pink now just because I wear it, and that shows my influence mentally to me and what it can do for others. So I want the sky to be the limit with this thing, Pink is for anybody. Pink is for everybody.
Yeah. So I want to move roll back real quick.
Yep.
With the re-release. So you see it a lot nowadays where and sometimes I hate it. Like The Weeknd. He just recently released his album, Dawn FM, and I think it was literally a week later he re-released it. You got to put him on the mic.
Huh?
You got to put him on the mic.
Put him on the mic?
I'm just playing. It depends on who it is.
Oh, no, it's all right. I don't even know the number.
It's the IRS. Put him on the mic.
It might be spam risk.
And then, he re-released the album like a week later, the deluxe.
Yeah.
And it's like, what?
Yeah.
But you did it like 2 years apart.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a huge gap. And that's one thing I've noticed. And that's kind of what opened me more to doing it, is so many people are, re-releasing stuff or, just making deluxes and stuff. And I saw Lil Wayne more recently. All of his last few projects that he's done, he's dropped a deluxe a year, 6 months later.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, well, the music isn't gonna be too washed down if you re-release that, but it's of better quality. And then I got 4 new tracks with Wes Dayton's one of the artists on there.
Okay.
He's from here. Nico GM, he's from the West Coast.
Okay.
And I got to finally have a song with one of my favorite producers. He's from here, lives in Atlanta, 26 Loons.
Okay. And
then I kind of just got to the last track I added. It's called Catharsis. In quotes, only God can judge me, because it's the last line of the song.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like it was really my opportunity to just talk about some of the battles that I've went through and bringing this whole project together.
Yeah.
And kind of letting people see from the guy from track 1, where I'm, still kind of diving into some situations. That one was a situation in LA when I was living in my car. And, I kind of talk about how it kind of turned into a kind of like an epiphany.
Yep.
Where I was like, okay, I'm not living right now. Let me get that together. And then to see all the way up to, which is now the 16th track, but I was talking about the last one, where I'm talking about I'm still going through battles, but I'm persevering over it all instead of still kind of learning,
turning those L's into lessons.
Boom. Yeah, just like that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a phenomenal thing to create, to kind of re-release it and show the culmination of where you were to where you are now. And I think that's a smart idea. Did you use the marketing tricks that these guys, these big celebrities out here use? So what I'm asking is, did you re-upload entirely, or do you know the tricks to add songs to what already existed and call it something new.
Oh no, it's
because that's why these guys do it for real. That's why they do it. It's a streaming trick.
Yep. Yeah.
You drop some shit, and then you take that, add something to it, call it a deluxe. But all the streams carry over, and now you're back on the charts.
Yep. Yeah. No, that's. Ooh, my bad.
Indigestion.
Yeah. Wrong pipes and stuff. Yeah. But I think that's 100% why they do that. And that is one thing that I actually did learn was I didn't know that my streams would just stay the same because it's the same songs. Spotify is one of my bigger platforms, and I have a song on there that has 50,000 streams. Okay. So then you add that with all this, and it's already at 100,000 streams as a project. Just like that. So it kind of put it in perspective for me. I'm like, okay, these numbers look a little better because I've just added a few more songs. But
it's a gem, and I mean, I hate to make you give it away for free, but truth be told, like a lot of artists need to learn this trick out here because that's why. When Drake drops a huge single and lets it run for a year and then adds it to the album, that album hits #1 immediately because you already got millions of streams the second it drops. Yeah. No, I feel like people don't understand that.
Yeah, I think bouncing off of that with other marketing tricks, one thing that I actually did learn, and it's kind of what really helped that song, the song Vegas Nights, get to those 50,000 streams was this social media guy, Joshua Henderson, if you've ever heard of him.
I haven't. But
I don't think he has a huge audience right now, but he's, kind of a social media presence that you'll see. Yeah, he's got a little white girl fetish and
what's his name? You said Joshua
Henderson.
Okay.
And he made a video.
You said he's got a little white girl fetish?
Yeah, a white girl fetish.
Okay.
And he has this video. And he wanted to play my song in the back, so he goes, he's always talking about white girls as pogs, and he goes, man, I can't stand it when these pogs are always asking me why I'm always wearing skinny jeans.
Yeah.
He said, I'm trying to keep the glizzy tucked, and then he hits play, and it goes into that part of my song where I say that, and it started blowing up, and it was my debut track.
Yeah.
So. It was kind of a confidence booster. I'm like, okay, people actually kind of like my stuff, and it's bouncing off of a funny dude, which that's universal. That's something that anybody's gonna like. And
for anybody that doesn't know what POG stands for, it's fat ass white girl.
Yeah, fat ass white girls.
But I don't know why. I don't know why they went with the old fat, the PHAT. In a long ass time. That's what they're going with.
Yeah, no, Do your my bad.
No, you're good.
Do your research on that guy. He's quite the character.
I'm gonna check him out.
He's quite the character.
I'm gonna go check him out. You have to show me that video specifically. I want to see that one.
No, yeah, I'll definitely be showing you that one.
Yeah. So what are you working on now? What's coming next for you?
So looking at the pink on the jacket, I do have the Pink Panther Chronicles on the way.
Okay.
And it's gonna be a little play on a lot of older songs. I got a song on Pink Eggs and Ham that has a sample from Willie Hutch. The song's called Kaleidoscope Pimpin'. And that was one of my favorite things to get into was, go on the flow of those type of songs, kind of the old school vibe and Isley Brothers.
For sure.
Earth, Wind and Fire, all of that. And I really like, that laid back player shit too, so a lot of those songs are gonna kind of have a few of those vibes in it, but I'm gonna still try to make it a little more upbeat to make it kind of my own originality.
Yeah.
But I'm working on that. It's gonna have a decent amount of samples on there. I got my guy NAT Wyland made one of the beats on there. He made a beat on Pink Eggs and Ham and Trash Bag Beats. Hey, if anybody likes, a lot of throwback beats and stuff, things like, 80s, 90s, 70s samples, all that dude is an amazing producer. He taps in every single day, just dropping gem after gem, and he's gonna have a lot of songs on the Pink Panther Chronicles.
What was his name again? Say it again.
Trash Bag Beats.
Trash Bag Beats.
Yep.
Okay, so go check him out.
Yep.
Okay. Southside, Minneapolis, Mount Rushmore.
Ooh.
Your Mount Rushmore. Top 4 all time.
Top 4. Am I going strictly just rappers or just artists?
You can go artists. We can go artists.
Okay.
You're the guest. Let's do what you want to do.
Okay. All right. Well, I gotta get my guy Aaron I in there.
Okay.
Man, he's so many classics. I gotta throw my man Lucian.
Lucian Parker.
Yep.
Lucian Parker.
Put him in there. Get my guy Buki.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody can go bar for bar with him. In Minnesota, in the Midwest. Just tap into him.
Okay.
And I'll throw myself in there.
Okay.
I think I've been really on my representing Southside. I always talk about 612, and I'm gonna have a lot of great things. So I promise y'all, I'll be able to back all this up.
Okay.
Back it all up.
Well, I'm gonna be watching. Hopefully they'll be watching too. Any closing thoughts?
Man, I wasn't prepared for any closing thoughts. But
give them something inspirational.
Man, there's so many ways that you can do the right thing, but there's a lot of ways you can do the wrong thing too. Just leave it at that.
Okay, where can they find you?
On Twitter, JHam Tweets. Instagram, JHam_on the gram. If you want to find anything music wise, just search JHam. I'm one of the first 3. A few of the other ones, they don't wear pink, so you're making the wrong decision.
All right.
JHam, J-Space Ham.
All right, I like it, man. Another episode of Live on Lake Street. I'm Jake Faircloth. Follow me everywhere at Jake Faircloth1.
Damn, Woody. In high school, I let it blam, Woody. I wasn't playing, Woody. I'm coming straight out the south. Hey, genius, best watch your mouth. When I put up on P&B right, that ain't he come out. You moving ounces, I just moved 100 things in a drought. You want the south side, outside the fence of your house. You talking all that, then when I come talk it out. If you ain't talking money,